Hello everyone. In the previous two sessions, I explaining about the meaning of the research characteristics and the differences between pure research and applied research. In this session, I am going to explaining about the steps in research process. We are all know that the research is a systematic process. The research carried out in the sequence way. Now I explaining about the process or steps involved in research. The first problem in research is selecting the or formulating the research problem. The research problem means the question or the research topic which has to be selected for the study. Before selecting the research topic, the researcher should identify the need for carrying out the research and the time availabilities and feasibility of the research topic. The formulation of the research topic is a very important one. If the problem is well settled, it's half solved. The second step is extensive literature survey. Once the problem is formulated, a brief summary of it should be written down. It is compulsory for the research worker writing a thesis for PhD degree to write a synopsis of the topic and submit to it for necessary committee or the research board for approval. For that purpose, the researcher go through the previous study relating to that particular issues. It helps to understand the research topic in a proper manner. Development of working hypothesis. The next step is the development of working hypothesis. After extensive literature survey, the researcher should state in clear terms of the working hypothesis or hypothesis. Working hypothesis is a tentative assumption made in order to draw out and test its logical or empirical consequence. As a manner in which the research hypotheses are developed is particularly important since they are probably a focal point for the research. The fourth step in research is preparing the research design. The research problems have been formulated in clear-cut terms. The researcher will be required to prepare the research design. That is, he will have to state the conceptual structure within which the research could be conducted. The preparation of such design facilitates the researcher to be as efficient as possible, yielding maximum information. The next step is determining the sampling design. In research, especially in social research, studying of entire unit, that is entire population is not possible one. For that purpose, the researcher adopt the sampling method. After determining the population size, the researcher should determine the number of samples to be drawn from the population and the techniques used to draw the sample from the population should be determined by the researcher. It is called as sampling design. For that purpose, the researcher used probability sampling method or non-probability sampling method. And next step is collection of the data. The data is the very important concept for the research. The research is carried out with the help of the data. The data may be primary data or secondary data. Based on the research topic, the researchers choose the sources of the data. The researcher choose primary data or secondary data. And the seventh step is execution of the project. The next step is after identifying the research topic, determine the sample size, and identifying the collection methods, the researcher execute the project. The researcher carry out the research in a systematic manner and collect the data from the various sources and carry out the project in a proper manner. The next step is analysis of the data. Once the data are collected, the researcher analyzes the data. It involves coding, editing, tabulation, and drawing conclusions. Based on the analysis of the data, the research report can be prepared. Next step is hypothetical testing. After identifying the research topic, the researcher formed the hypothesis. Now the researcher tests whether the hypothesis is true or not, whether we accept the hypothesis or not. For that purpose, the researcher can use the chi-square test, t-test, f-test, and various tests for the um, study. It helps to carry out the research in a scientific method. And next one is called as the next process is called as generalization and interpretation of the data. If the hypothesis is tested, and several times it put into test. The concept we have to study should be generalized. It can be published in the various report. And last step is preparation of the report or thesis. Finally, the research has to prepare the report what has been done. The report can be prepared in various ways. The report may be a oral report or the written report. But in the case of business as well as in the case of student, they prepare only the written report. The report may be popular report or general report. Based on the researcher needs, the report can be prepared. These are the steps involved in research. Thank you.